Hi everyone, the time has come once again to look at movies that are going to be coming out between September and December, because I just got my Entertainment Weekly with, of course, the Robin Williams tribute in it as well. But this is an exciting issue for me because it's like the JCPenney catalog for Christmas when I was a kid. I would look forward to seeing this every single year. Basically it's just what goodies are coming out, you know, just like summer, except that the movies are all a lot better this time around. I wanted to talk about my favorite ones instead, or the ones I'm most looking forward to. And instead of doing the 10 through 1 countdown, I'm going to start with the top pick. From my favorite director, of course, Mr. Fincher, David Fincher. Gone Girl is the adaptation of a novel by Gillian Flynn, who also wrote the screenplay. And Fincher, of course, is my favorite director, pretty much. And so, naturally, I'm looking forward to this the most of all of them. Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike are a married couple, and she disappears, and suspicion falls on him, kind of a Drew Peterson type situation, and there's a lot of media attention on him as well, and he doesn't look good, and what have you. Tyler Perry plays his lawyer. Sela Ward plays a television host who interviews him, I believe. Kim Dickens and Patrick Fugit play a couple of police officers looking into the case. Casey Wilson, Neil Patrick Harris, Emily Ratajkowski, they're also in it. Very, very intrigued, of course, just by Fincher alone. But yeah, could be awesome. We'll see. Inherent Vice is the new film by Paul Thomas Anderson, who I've really liked his last couple of movies quite a lot. There Will Be Blood. And The Master, which Joaquin Phoenix starred in, and he's the main character in this one as well. Sort of a private eye comedy, apparently. Maybe The Big Lebowski-esque, I'm not really sure. Although I would say that probably end up being more stylish. A lot of people really like The Big Lebowski. I'm not big on it. Not as big as other people anyway. But it's more comedic than his last couple pictures, so could be cool. We'll see. Owen Wilson, Josh Brolin, Maya Rudolph, who I believe is married to PTA, Benicio del Toro, and Reese Witherspoon plays Joaquin Phoenix's squeeze, I think. Incidentally, Reese is also a producer on Gone Girl and was going to play the wife, but when Fincher came on board, he's just like, I'm not so sure about an actor producing and starring. I would rather you just did one or the other. David, first you don't cast Scarlett Johansson as Lisbeth Salander, and now you're turning down the chance for Reese to appear in one of your movies. You're killing me, okay? I love you, but you're killing me. Really. That's okay, though, because Reese has another movie coming out that I'll be getting to in a little bit. It's not Birdman, though. Birdman is a movie that I only just found out when I saw the teaser for it. It's directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu. I have all my little notes written on the back of these cards right here. This guy is responsible for, of course, directing movies like Babel, Beautiful, which Javier Bardem was nominated for Best Actor for, 21 Grams, Amos Porres, and I think also he wrote a script that became a film. I can't remember which one it is, though. It's directed by somebody else, but it was like a Best Picture nominee. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, this movie is much lighter in tone than those other movies I just mentioned. Michael Keaton plays an actor who's looking for a comeback by starring and directing in this new theatrical production of a show of some kind. He's best known for playing a superhero back in the 80s, of course, as is Michael Keaton himself. Michael Keaton, of course, played Batman in the first two Tim Burton Batman movies. Naomi Watts, Edward Norton, Emma Stone, a bunch of other people are in this movie. Plus, there's lots of extended unbroken shots in this movie, and I think it's probably cut in a clever way to make it look like the whole thing is one shot. Don't hold me to that. This is just little bits I've read here and there. But great portions of the movie, as I understand it, are shot in unbroken takes, which is always lots of fun. So I'm excited by that stylistically. I'm also excited by the new film directed by Jason Reitman called Men, Women, and Children. Now, normally I wouldn't put a Jason Reitman movie on this list. The only movie of his so far that I've really liked is Young Adult. The other ones that he's best known for, Juno, Up in the Air, are like Best Picture nominees. I'm not as crazy about them. He also did a movie called Labor Day, which came out earlier this year with Kate Winslet and Josh Brolin. And it's more of a serious film, and I didn't see it, so I couldn't tell you how it is. But this is an ensemble comedy, as far as I can tell. Adam Sandler and Jennifer Garner are two of the main characters. Also, Ansel Elgort from The Fault in Our Stars. Judy Greer, Dennis Haysbert, J.K. Simmons, and Emma Thompson narrates it. And let me read you just a little bit of the entry in the magazine about this to show you why I'm curious about it. At one point, Reitman is quoted as saying, "We wanted to treat the film as if it were your computer desktop. So the movie is the background image, and any window or icon can move on top of it." Now, that sounds different, and it could be annoying or it could be really cool. We shall see, but I'm intrigued. Something stylistically unique is something that intrigues me. A very stylish director is Terry Gilliam. His newest film is The Zero Theorem. Stars Christoph Waltz. The plot description kind of reminds me of Darren Aronofsky's first film, Pi. He's a computer technician. He's trying to decode something very, very complex, and he's not sure that he can do it. It's set in this really sort of weird future, and everything is just crazy looking, and he's bald, very, very stylistically in your face, as a lot of Gilliam movies are, so naturally I'm interested. Tilda Swinton, David Thewlis, Olivia Williams, Gwendoline Christie from Game of Thrones, they're all in it, and there's smaller appearances by Matt Damon, Ben Whishaw, and Peter Stormare, so that sounds cool. Here's a movie that I know very, very little about and know hardly anyone involved with it except for Dennis Haysbert, who plays a supporting character. Dear White People. I've been seeing teasers and trailers for this for months now, and it looks really interesting. It's sort of a social commentary comedy. The main character is played by an actress named Tessa Thompson, who I'm not familiar with. She is basically the DJ for the campus station, the radio station. Or maybe it's a podcast, I'm not really sure, but her whole shtick is commentary on how white people, particularly white college students, appropriate African American culture, particularly hip-hop and the way people dress and things like that. And she's tired of it, and she's just like protesting against it. So the clips that I've seen make this look really cool, really interesting movie. It's directed by Justin Simeon, who I believe this is his first film as far as feature length goes. Don't know anything about him or pretty much anyone else involved in this except for Dennis Haysbert, but I'm very intrigued by what I know so far, so I'm definitely going to check that out. Plus, I just got finished rewatching The Help, which is one of those movies about black people that's told through a white main character, and that's a really annoying trend, so it's good to see that this is not part of that. The newest Christopher Nolan film is Interstellar. He really disappointed me with The Dark Knight Rises. I have huge problems with that movie, but he did direct Batman Begins and Inception and Memento, and he's otherwise really awesome. So I'm down for a science fiction expedition where Matthew McConaughey is an engineer who takes a trip through a wormhole to try and find a planet that can support human life, because the Earth's environment is gradually deteriorating and is going to be, useless in a short period of time. Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway are in this movie. Michael Caine, of course, as usual, is in it. Also Topher Grace, Casey Affleck, Wes Bentley, who is in the first Hunger Games movie, and Ellen Burstyn from Requiem for a Dream. They are all in this film. I'm intrigued by Christopher Nolan. Of course, anything that he does is interesting to me, even if his last movie was a dud. Here's Reese's other movie, Wild. This is a drama based on a memoir by a woman who was a drug addict and very what is she, nymphomaniac? I'm not really sure about it, but basically she's having out of control, she's living an out of control life, and she decides to sort of reevaluate her priorities and her direction in life by taking a 1,000-mile trek across the states, somewhere in the western part of the states. I don't know a lot about this except that Reese will probably be in the running for Best Actress nomination, if not, sure to win a nomination. I hope good things for her. She's made plenty of movies that I haven't liked, but this, along with Inherent Vice, definitely look like she's on the upswing. She's making some good choices. As long as she lays off the booze, she'll be okay. I'm talking about the person, not the character. Also, Laura Dern and Gabby Hoffman are in this one, and aside from that, it's just trying to not know too much about the movie before I see it. She's also in a movie that looks pretty much the same as that one that John Hamm was in earlier this year, $1 Million Arm. Only she's dealing with people who are from Uganda and they're not playing sports or something like that. I don't know. But that one doesn't look nearly as good. Tommy Lee Jones directed a movie back in 2005 called The Three Burials of Melquiades Estrada, and it was one of the best movies that I saw that year. So I'm very pleased to learn that he is directing another movie called The Homesman. He is also starring in it along with Hilary Swank. They are the main characters and involves, I think, hunting for a fugitive or something like that. I'm not really clear. I don't want to know, again, too much about this movie before I see it. The rest of the people in the movie include Miranda Otto, John Lithgow, James Spader, William Fichtner, Haley Steinfeld from True Grit and the upcoming Pitch Perfect 2, Barry Corbin, who had a small part in No Country for Old Men, and with Tommy Lee Jones, and he was also was a very memorable character in War Games. The Matthew Broderick computer hacker movie. You know, I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it'd do any good. That guy, he's really great. And also Meryl Streep. Maybe you've heard of her. She's in it too. So that's exciting right there. Again, I don't know a lot about that movie, but just the people involved are enough to intrigue me. And finally, my top 10 is rounded out by The Two Faces of January, another movie that I knew pretty much nothing about until I just read about it recently. It's directed by a guy named Hossein Amini, who has directed a feature film before, but he has written scripts for movies such as Kill Shot and Drive with Ryan Gosling. And so that gives me some good feelings right there. It could be really cool. It's a movie about a con artist who's trying to weasel a couple, I think, who are on vacation, something like that. Kind of reminds me of Bitter Moon, but it's not exactly like that, but the premise sort of reminds me of it. Oscar Isaac, Viggo Mortensen, and Kirsten Dunst are the main characters. And so that is my top 10 right there. So there's a couple other movies here, sort of runners-up, that I wanted to talk about. David Cronenberg has disappointed me more often than not these past few years. Cosmopolis in particular, I fell asleep during that movie. But he's Cronenberg, so I'm up to check out whatever it is he's doing. I'll always give him a chance. Map to the Stars is a change of pace for him. It's a comedy, actually, set in Hollywood. Julianne Moore plays an actress who's looking for a comeback. Some of the other people are Mia Wasikowska, Robert Pattinson, John Cusack, Olivia Williams. So I'll give that one a chance. Then there's a couple of guys who are mostly known for comedies, have a couple of movies coming out that look interesting. Sean Levy is the director of 3 Night at the Museum movies, among others. The third one is actually coming out in December, so he's going to have 2 different movies out before the end of the year. The other one being This Is Where I Leave You, which is this big ensemble comedy with Jason Bateman and tons of TV people. Who's in this? Rose Byrne for Damages and Bridesmaids, of course. Corey Stoll from House of Cards. Tina Fey. Connie Britton from Nashville. Adam Driver from Girls. Timothy Olyphant from Justified. Rose, I mentioned her already. Jane Fonda, of course. Big ensemble cast. It looks like it could be fun. We'll see. The other guy is, where is that guy? Come on, he's oh, I just had this. David Dobkin, right. David Dobkin's the director of Wedding Crashers. And other comedies. I think he did The Change-Up as well. His new movie is a drama with Robert Downey Jr., Robert Duvall, and Vincent D'Onofrio. That right there is worth seeing. Robert Downey plays a lawyer who's defending his father, who is a judge, and because he's been charged with murder, so, and they don't get along, of course, so there's contention there. But Vera Farmiga is also in it. Billy Bob Thornton, Leighton Meester. It's called The Judge. I'm definitely going to be interested in that one because I like courtroom movies, and that cast is pretty sweet. Let's see, This Is Where I Leave You. Kill the Messenger is a drama. Jeremy Renner plays a journalist who's investigating drug smuggling shenanigans by the CIA, and his life and family are threatened by shady types if he prints too much. It's directed by a guy named Michael Cuesta, who I only know from the movie L.I.E. That movie came out at least 10 years ago, if not longer. Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Oliver Platt are people that he's working with. Ray Liotta, Barry Pepper, a few different people. Rosemary DeWitt are also in it. It's got a pretty big cast. Michael Sheen is in it. Who else? There's one other guy I just recognized from the trailer. I don't remember who he is offhand, but yeah, really nice cast, so that could be really cool. Into the Woods is a movie, it's a musical. I was in this show actually my senior year in high school, and it's finally coming to the screen. It's directed by Rob Marshall, who of course did Chicago and Nine, and one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I'm intrigued to see what the changes are between the movie and the stage show. Of course, the stage show I did so long ago that I really don't remember it all that well. I remember a few songs and a few characters. Let's see, who's in this movie? We've got Meryl Streep, of course, as the witch. We've got Johnny Depp as the wolf, and Anna Kendrick as Little Red Riding Hood. Emily Blunt, Chris Pine as a prince, Christine Baranski, Tracy Ullman. You know, could be cool. We'll see. I'm curious about it. I'm not confident that it'll be great, but I'm curious. Exodus is Ridley Scott's latest movie. It's a big historical adventure about Moses. Moses the warrior instead of the guy wandering around with the Ten Commandments for however many decades. Christian Bale plays Moses. Sigourney Weaver is in it, Ben Kingsley, John Turturro, Aaron Paul. Ridley Scott's kind of hot and cold with me, but yeah, it's worth considering at the very least. The new film from Tim Burton is called Big Eyes. It's a biopic about a couple who make these very distinctive paintings, these portraits with characters with really, really huge pupils, apparently. Christoph Waltz and Amy Adams are the main characters, and Jason Schwartzman is also in it. There's a movie, a drama I think called You're Not You. It's directed by George Wolfe, who directed Knights and Rodanthe, among other films. Emmy Rossum is taking care of Hilary Swank, who is physically impaired, and Ali Larter is also in it. There is a kind of a stalker movie called The Guest. It's directed by Adam Wingard, who did the horror movie You're Next, the slasher movie You're Next, which I thought was really good. I don't know any of the cast in the movie, didn't recognize any of them. Laggies is a drama by Lynn Shelton, who did a movie called Your Sister's Sister. And I think she also did Hump Day. I could be wrong about that, but I think she did Hump Day. That was a really good movie. Keira Knightley is this girl. She's in her late 20s. She just some guy just proposed to her boyfriend, and she really isn't sure what her next move is. She hasn't said yes, so she starts hanging around with a bunch of teenagers, and you know, just basically chilling with them. One of them is Chloe Moretz, and her dad is Sam Rockwell, and he and Keira Knightley start a little fling on the side. You know, I like the cast. It sounds promising. And finally, we've got another film from an actor directing this time. William H. Macy is directing a film called Rudderless. I should also mention that Jon Stewart is directing a movie, but it's more of a straight drama rather than a comedy. I'm not really sure what Rudderless is about, but I think it's comedic. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, he stars alongside his wife Felicity Huffman, as well as Billy Crudup, Kate McCucci, Anton Yelchin, and Lawrence Fishburne. So, hey, it's worth looking into. There's plenty of other movies set to come out in the coming months, but those are the ones that intrigue me the most, and so I thought I'd mention them. But those 10 right there, those first 10 I mentioned, those are the look like the cream of the crop to me. We shall see. We shall see. And of course, there's always some movie that comes out of nowhere that you wouldn't expect to be awesome that is, I don't know, we'll find out. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you again real soon.